boys and girls, and we are on lesson 5 of time on page 619. We are just going to split up the clock in 5-minute intervals. So, again, in review, the smaller hand points to the digits on the clock. It's called the hour hand because the digits on the clock are the hours on the clock. The larger hand, the longer hand, is the minute hand. We're really going to be focused on this minute hand in this lesson. It does not care about the digits on the clock because it is just doing the minutes. As it goes around though, those digits can help you tell how many minutes have gone by because between each number on the clock is 5 minutes. So you can skip count by fives. Some of you, I'm sure, have memorized the quarter hour is 15 minutes. The half hour is 30 minutes. Another quarter hour is 45. And up at the top, we're at 60. But do we ever say 60? No, we don't. We say o'clock. Right now, this is the trickiest one. This is 6 o'clock. And let's go from there. If the minute hand was on the 10, what time would it be? I'd look for my hour hand, 6, and then I'd go to the minutes. 5, 10. Let's see, if it was right here, I'd still look at my hour hand. It's between the 6 and the 7, which means it's still the 6 o'clock hour zone. Anything in the between always goes to the number first. It's 6 and 25 minutes have gone by. This is where it's going to get a little tricky as we start heading closer to the next hour. Right here. This hour hand looks like it's touching the 7. Is it 7 o'clock? Not yet. It's still the 6 o'clock zone, but 50 minutes have gone by. So it would be 6:50. As we get closer, it gets closer to that 7. 6:55, and then 7 o'clock. One tricky thing that I do want to tell you, as the minute goes by to right here on the 1, we don't write that 7-5. We don't write that 7-5. We always have to put the 0 in there. So if it were right here, we would say seven is my hour. There's my semicolon, or my colon. It separates the hour from the minute. And there's only 5 minutes have gone by. We do not just do 7-5. That is not the correct way to write that. We always have to put the 0 in there. So it's 7:05. And the way you read that is a little different too. If this was a regular number, you would just say 705. We wouldn't mention the 0, but it's time. So it's a little bit different. We would read that by saying it's 7:05. We say O, not even 0. We say 7:05. So that's the tricky part about the 5-minute intervals. As we move on to our page, if we can look, they want you to put the minute hand right here on the 8. And then again, when you're drawing your minute hands, please exaggerate them and have them go all the way out there. The hour hand is between the 5 and the 6. Whose zone is that? If you said 5 o'clock, you'd be right. It's the 5 o'clock hour zone. So we're going to put 5 in the hour. And the minute hand's on the 8. So how many minutes have gone by? You can count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes have gone by. It's 5:40. Or, if you were a little faster, you may memorize that down at the 6 it was 30 minutes. So you could skip right to 30 and skip count by fives from there. 35, 40. It would be 5:40. As we turn to the next page, let me see what you guys have to do. Be very careful on this page and really look at your hour hands. So right here, the hour hand's between the 12 and the 1. Whose hour is that? It is the 12 o'clock hour. You're right. The minute hand is over here on the 4. How many minutes have gone by? 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. So we're going to put that right Here. This one's very, very, very tricky. The hour hands between the 3 and the 4, but it looks like it's pointing right at that 4. Is it 4 o'clock? Not yet. It's still the 3 o'clock zone. We still need to put 3 in the hour spot because it's still the 3 o'clock hour zone. Why is it so close to the 4? Well, it is almost 4 o'clock. In fact, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 3:55. There's 60 minutes in an hour, so it's very close to 4 o'clock. That's why that hour hand is very close to that 4. Next one, the hour hands between the 4 and the 5. Whose zone is it? Write that right here. And the minute hands on the 5. How many minutes have gone by? Write that right here. And that's how you're going to finish these clocks. Some of it's going to have the digital clock. We haven't seen the digital clock in a while. This is a digital clock. Of course the digital clock is easier to read because it has the digits right there. It's 10:35. They want you to draw the minute hand. Where would the 35 be? They have your hour hand, and we'd have to just count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh yeah, that's right. On the 6, it's always 30. That's half an hour. And 35 is the 7. And I'm going to exaggerate that minute hand right over the 7 right there. Good luck and have a great time with this lesson.